What's up guys, this is Jimmy from The Aesthetic Professional. Today I'm going to bring you a quick video on training frequency and the importance of rest days. Now this is completely off the cuff. I've just gotten this question quite a bit lately, and that is really just how many days should you train? And to me, there's a little bit more to this question than meets the eye. Now logically, we love to use our kind of natural, kind of common sense and apply it to fitness. Fewer calories are going to help us lose weight faster, or if 3 days a week in the gym is good, then 6 days must be better. But unfortunately, this logic breaks down very quickly when it comes to our bodies. The issue is that our body's constantly changing. It's constantly adapting based on the stimulus, the stress that it receives throughout the week, throughout the day even. So we can't rely on these basic truths. We can't just say, oh, more is better, more stimulus is better, got to break down the muscle more, got to do it more often, more frequency, more volume. And that's what a lot of people, kind of like to say when it comes to training. But I found out the hard way, personally, that your body can only take so much. And that's only part of it. The other part is that if you train more than, call it 5 days a week, and you're training with a ton of intensity, and that's important, you're doing a lot of sets, you're training with a ton of intensity, fitness can actually be detrimental to your health. You can actually get your hormones in a state and your health in a state that when you go to the gym, you're actually making your body less healthy. This is very serious. Rest days and being balanced and moderate in your weight training is incredibly important. Now, you can train every day and get good results, and I'm going to talk about that later. But what I would recommend for you guys, if you're trying to optimize strength gains, muscle gains, overall health, is training either every other day, so that's 3 to 4 times a week, or just picking 3 days a week or 4 days a week to train. Now, for most of you, this is going to be the sweet spot. And this assumes you're taking kind of a moderate approach to lifting. Your volume isn't anything crazy. You're not taking every set to failure, and you're focused on progressive overload. So these could be 10 to 20 set sessions, all focused on progressive overload, but not going to failure on a consistent basis. So that's kind of the construct that I'm looking at this through, and what I would recommend you guys do as well. So that's kind of my general recommendation. So you're taking 3 to 4 rest days every week, and those rest days are incredibly important for your overall health, for your muscle growth. Now, remember, when you're in the gym, your muscles aren't growing, and I'm sure that sounds like bro science, or you heard that a million times, but it's very much true. You go in the gym, you break down tissue, basically give your muscles a reason to grow, and then they actually grow when you're out of the gym and resting. So that's incredibly important. And the other thing is for your hormones. Your hormones need some time to rest. You go in the gym, regardless of what you do, you're gonna get a cortisol release, which is fine because it's moderate, and you're also getting kind of the testosterone growth hormone release with it. But very quickly, when you're training every day or you're training too hard, you're not giving your body the balance it needs, and your nervous system starts to get burned out, then you start moving to the point where you're almost all cortisol, and your cortisol is just out of control, which is your body's primary stress hormone. You start to feel anxious, your sex drive goes away, you're obviously not getting gains in the gym because your hormones are all messed up and you're not recovering properly. So that's another important thing to keep in mind. So again, I think for most of you guys, 3 to 4 days a week is going to be the sweet spot. Now, like I mentioned before, you can train every day, and this is the only way that I recommend you do it. And to preface, I wouldn't say that this is optimum, or this is not optimal for you guys, but it's incredibly important to make this note, is that there's a difference between what's generally optimal, so what scientifically or generally we kind of accept as being best for muscle growth or strength or recovery or whatever, and what is optimal for you. And the difference is, obviously everyone's body is different and they respond differently, but also an incredibly important point is, what do you prefer? It's okay if you're doing something that's a little suboptimal, as long as you really enjoy it, as long as it allows you to adhere to the program. So if training every day and getting in that routine is what is gonna keep you in the gym and keep you going and is gonna be the best for kind of your adherence, then absolutely 100% it's okay, but this is the way that I would recommend you do it. And this is the same if you wanna train 5 or 6 days or even 2 days. The way that you do it is you take kind of a standard 3-day-a-week program, something like mine would be great, or whatever, a program you find online that's 3 or 4 days, and you take those same sets and those same reps and you spread them out over 7 days. So if you're doing a 7-day split where you're training every day, you're just doing very low volume every day. Now, there's no way that I would ever recommend you do kind of those full workouts every day because you're just gonna get burnt out. And again, I would not by any means say that this is optimal, but if in your case, you really enjoy training 5 days a week, maybe you wanna be there every weekday, or you wanna do 6 days or even 7 days, then spreading out your volume, so taking a basic 3 or 4 day split and spreading out the volume so at the end of the week you're still doing the same total volume, you will be perfectly fine. Again, not optimal, but you'll be okay. And the same is true, though a little bit more difficult, to kind of condense the week. So let's say you take a 3-day split and you condense it down to 2 days. This is possible. Again, it's not really ideal, but 2 full body workouts a week can actually be very effective, though again, probably not optimal. So you're taking these rest days, like I mentioned, they're very important. The question you might have is, okay, what do? I don't wanna just sit on the couch. And I agree with you, it's important to kind of stay active. So how I define a rest day is just absolutely no lifting, no kind of strenuous weight training, but I will from time to time do some conditioning. So, light cardio for sure, going on a walk, something like that. Maybe I'll play basketball, just nothing that's gonna really tax my nervous system or kind of lead me to kind of get more stress, like no high intensity cardio or anything like that. That's a workout. That is not a rest day activity. Very light cardio, walking, maybe some pickup basketball, tennis, anything like that, swimming, kind of at a more easy rate is perfectly fine on your rest day. Also, if you really want to kind of make the most of your rest day, I would suggest spending some time on mobility. I'm trying to get into yoga more. I do enjoy it when I actually do it. So that's one good idea. The other thing that you could do is just foam roll and stretch for 15 minutes or so on your rest days. And I promise you that actually can make a big difference in your ability to gain muscle, your ability especially to get that mind muscle connection. If you're really tight, let's say in your biceps or your chest or something like that, and you're going through your workout and you don't really feel it, like your form is good, but you don't really feel kind of that mind muscle connection, a lot of times some targeted foam rolling and stretching can make a world of difference with that issue. So again, 3 to 4 days a week is probably optimal for most of you guys. Like I said before, it's more than just kind of going online, finding what somebody says is optimal and sticking to that. If you're doing something that's a little suboptimal but works great for you and that you really enjoy, that is perfectly okay. That is going to be sustainable for you as long as you're not kind of hindering your results. So training with full intensity, going to failure 7 days a week is never going to be good. So specifically what I've been doing is a 4-day-a-week split. I found that that's been great for my muscle gains and my strength gains. I've hit a lot of PRs recently. I'm very happy with that. And this is consistent with what's gonna be in my advanced program. It's gonna be the evolution program. It's coming out hopefully in a couple months here, but I am working on putting it together after call it 9 months of work, 9 months of experimenting with different things, trying to figure out what works best in terms of building strength, building muscle, continuing to optimize your hormones and your overall health. And I'm pretty sure that I've found kind of what the best next step is. This is gonna be kind of a gradual and natural next step from my AP 2.0 program. But in any case, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys got something out of this. Definitely more content coming from me soon. If you have any specific questions, you're curious about that new program, you have anything you want me to answer, please feel free to leave them in the comments below or hit me up on Instagram at The Aesthetic Professional. Talk to you guys soon.